On the bottom left side of the map in Antigua Shipyard, we have our Protoss player from OGS almost winning the last game, but not quite able to handle it. He is OGS
Inca.
OGS Inca. I like the new Inca or new Inca jerseys. I like the new OGS jerseys. I think they're cool. They're not like that new, but they're newish.
Yeah, they're pretty new. They're fairly new. They're pretty cool.
And over here from the team MVP, it is
MVP DongRaeGu.
I had to go into faster mode on that one.
Huh. Times 2 speed.
DongRaeGu's already got his headset up to red. Well, going down to blue now, but you know, it's okay.
I don't actually know which colors mean anything. Red, you can actually set them customly.
Red yourself. Is supposed to be the fastest, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of annoying when my keyboard turns red when I'm trying to use it.
No, the other day I was actually messing around with this map when it came out on the PTR. I loaded it up and I tried to see all the different ways you could maybe forge fast expand on this map, but I find it very difficult to wall. So I'm kind of interested to see how Inca does it, because it's impossible to wall like you would on Shakuris. It's too wide. So we'll see what he kind of has planned. He's probably going to use cannons as part of his wall, but I just want to see how he does it.
And DongRaeGu going with a spawning pool first, going for a little bit more of an economic opening.
Probe is going to come in here and scout that. Well, it's of course an extractor first, but you mean pool before hatchery.
Oh yeah,
it's a speedling expand.
Oh, did he get the pool?
Well, I just meant the extractor first.
Did he get the extractor first? Oh, I didn't see that. Right. Never mind.
It wasn't on your screen.
Forget what I said.
Well, you are forgiven.
It's a little bit cut off.
Actually, the whole internet's going to yell at you.
I know. The internet's going to yell at you.
It's like not even just like it's not even Team Liquid. You like log into your computer, it's like a little message that says like.
I like tried to check Gmail and people just emailed me randomly.
So next is going up here after Forge for Inca. Gonna make a second pilot. Well, he may make a cannon. Inca likes to do that. Make the cannon first. It's very safe to do that. At cross positions like this, you don't have to, but it's safer.
That is a big ramp to wall off.
Yeah, it's very difficult. You need to make. You have to put 2 pylons, as you can see there.
Yeah, I wonder what he's going to do. He's got a gateway down there.
Well, he's going to make a cybernetics core in between the forge and the pylon. He's going to put a zealot there in between the gate and the pylon. But it's like, it's not easy to wall off. That's just the bottom line.
I don't know. He made it look pretty easy, Wolf. I bet
he's Inca.
Do that wall off.
I mean, you can do it, but it's like, I don't know.
I don't know if I could do anything else like notable in the game, but I could probably put the buildings in the same place.
It just doesn't feel natural. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
It is a little bit
Don't
awkward.
judge me, okay? It doesn't feel natural.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Second gas from Inca. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see him go Stargate again.
Yeah, I think that's very likely.
Seems pretty natural. This map has a lot of ledges too, so you really can... Oh, probe on the low ground there behind the main. I wonder if we're going to see a pylon there. Possibly a void ray warping things in. Interesting.
Very interesting indeed.
Yeah. So what do you think about the positioning for the third on this map?
Well, there's a lot of different things you can say about it. For one, it's very close to your natural, so it's relatively easy to take. It's not as close as, say, Terminus, Re, or anything like that, but it's pretty close. There are destructible rocks that can be broken down so your opponent can access another pathway, but alternately, you could actually wall off the front if you're a Protoss or a Terran, for example, and use the rocks later to kind of get out of there. So there's a lot of different cool things you can do with that.
Yep.
What a lot of Zergs complain about this map is that the Terran player, if he's at similar spawns, if you take the 30, can siege up and hit your extractor, and anything you put over on that side of the map, for that matter. So that's something that players complain about, but I think it's a good map. I like the third's positioning. I like the DongRaeGu Watch there. I like this map in general. I think it's a little bit difficult for Zergs, but we'll see them figure it out. Oh,
getting in the main. He sees the Stargate, ran right past it. And you'll see the pylon as well. Checking everything. Bit of a slip up for Inca to let those Zerglings in there. He's going to kick himself under the desk for that. And the one thing about this map that I think is going to come into play quite a bit is that it's a relatively small map, and it also does have that raised middle ground by the Xel'Naga Tower. If you can control that, you can make it very, very difficult for your opponent to really ever move out of their little 3-base area. So I think we're going to probably see Inca try to do that. DongRaeGu try to do that as well. I know Terran-wise, you can get the siege tanks up there and make it pretty tough for your opponent to break it.
Yeah. We won't be seeing these siege tanks in this matchup, though. I don't
Probably
think.
not. Probably
hallucinated siege tank. Zerg's like, I don't know, is it real?
It's like, this doesn't make any sense. Is this real life? I'm MVP like flies in and medevac and puts siege tanks in the middle of the map. I'm gonna win Code A. And
well, that's
so
very fortunate.
Well, the first Void Ray is out. He's gonna go around and clean up some of these overlords.
Actually, there's only one overlord. That's the only one that he's going to be able to find. The rest of the overlords are kept safe in DongRaeGu's base. That's
Void
pretty
Ray
clever.
wandering.
Fast infestation pit just like before. Finishing up here. He's going to get that passage gland upgrade immediately. There it is.
Really, this game is almost identical to the one we just saw.
Yeah, except this time he's got 3 zealots with his first Void Ray instead of 2.
Yep.
And remember last time we saw him try to target down that infestation pit. On the Korean server at high levels, a lot of the game is based on how risky you can be. And so normally, I don't recommend you guys going home and trying this with like 3 zealots in the Void Ray, seeing how much damage you can do. It's very difficult to do that. But
yeah,
on the Korean server and at this playstyle with DongRaeGu style is basically just see how few units he can make. So when this hits, he's like, well, uh-oh, there's 3 zealots in the Void Ray, I just don't have any units.
And here we go. That's a good amount of queens there. That's more than enough to handle that.
Yep. He's completely prepared this time, even canceling spines, realizing he doesn't need them.
And the Void Ray not taking any hull damage except for that. Maybe right there. And now they're running back the other way.
Oh, too many Zerglings here, I think.
There we go. Yeah.
Lose that Void Ray.
Oh, getting the Void Ray. The other one has to turn around. Actually, the other one's going to the main. And those queens are way out of position. There is a Spore Crawler there, but he does
He's going to want to
use
target down the infestation pit and avoid the Spore.
Oh, what?
Oh, you put the Zealots on hold position. That was weird.
Oh, the Zealots, they were actually attacking each other there for a second.
This is just not, I don't fully understand the thought process behind this.
It's like the Zealots walked up to the Spore Crawler, went insane, started attacking each other, and then walked into the mineral line.
Well, I mean, just in general, I don't understand what the idea behind this is. If he killed like 3 drones, he's invested a lot into this. He's like gonna kill some queens, maybe, but like, does killing queens even matter at this point? No.
Well, he can't. That's the thing. He just doesn't have enough to do any damage.
He can't even kill queens, and
well, if he gets this infested, it'll be a miracle, and it's not gonna happen.
Even the transfuse going off. Well, this attack was basically he could have maybe targeted down the infestation pit, but he decided he didn't. He was like, "Well, Wolf, I'm sorry, I just don't feel like it."
So that was uncharacteristically bad by Inca.
Yeah.
You know, you usually don't see him making mistakes like that. I'm a little bit surprised. It's not a huge mistake. He lost some stuff he probably didn't want to lose. Didn't really do any damage, but it's not game ending by any means.
Well, Dark Shrine is going up. Templar Archives is going up. Inca has a 3rd base finishing before DongRaeGu's 3rd base, and he's ahead on the worker count. 59 probes of 47 drones, and you know, even though he wasn't able to do a whole lot with this, DongRaeGu has just not been macroing as well, I guess you could say, as Inca, or he just hasn't been as aggressively expanding. This Void Ray is going to poke at this hatchery a little bit. Well, actually, he's going to poke at a larva.
There we go.
This isn't really going to work. He just wants to see if it's there. He's not trying to kill it.
Yep. Neuroparasite on the way again for DongRaeGu. And is he going for that fast lair? I didn't see that.
Fast lair?
No, not quite yet, it looks like.
He's got.
There he goes.
You mean Hive? I was like, well, you have to have a lair to have neural parasite. You silly person. Yeah, we all know what you mean. It's been a long day. We've been casting since noon.
Yeah, this is our 7th
best of 3
today. Yeah, it's a lot of casting. Any caster will tell you this after like hour 4 or 5, your brain starts to turn off.
Well, this might be worth it.
He could potentially kill the Nexus.
It looks like he's going to target down the cannons, though, which means he probably won't.
Yeah, is he planning on doing like a follow-up attack? Maybe not.
Well, that was just kind of a waste of invested Terran energy. I mean, investor
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so both players making some
We did kill a few Archons. So that was pretty good. But yeah, not quite as effective. Now Inca going to continue to do this type of harassment over here, but this time with DTs, he's going to want to target down that Spore and then get annoying.
Yeah, and that Spore Crawler's going to die so fast.
Yep. And now the Void Ray going to do some damage here as well.
Fungal on the Dark Templar, that's going to help quite a bit.
Nice, makes him into Archons. They were close enough, they were still touching. They could still do it. And this is actually going to do a ton of damage when these Archons finish.
Yep.
But not quite enough to... It's not like a massive amount of damage.
No, and DongRaeGu is starting to pull ahead in supply now, 112 to 71. That's something to kind of keep in mind. Another DT coming in there with 1 hit point. They always sound so sad when they die. Not as sad as like ghosts, but a little bit sad. A little sad.
6 gateways for Inca. He's got 3 bases. I'd like to see him add some more gates. He's getting +3 weapons, but he just can't spend all of his money as well as he'd like to. He's behind by about 40 supply.
And we are seeing an Ultralisk Cavern on the way as well. The Zerglings.
Yeah, 3 base Ultras, man.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we saw last game. It worked
he's just
great.
sticking with 3 bases. He's got the macro hatchery.
And with all the stuff that's been going on in this game so far, I would actually say that it's going much better for DongRaeGu this game.
Yes,
Is he
much
see
better.
The Observer? Is he going to fungal it?
He may. He's got...
There he goes.
There he goes.
I see it. Just fungling it twice, that's enough to kill it. And I love this. DongRaeGu's taking the gold. That's the nice thing about this map when you spawn in these cross positions like this, which I think is the only way you can spawn in this map. You can take that gold, take the high ground, and it's like the most protected gold in all of StarCraft 2 then.
It's true, but you can spawn in all 4 positions.
Can you really? You
Yeah.
can spawn in like close. Wow.
Well, maybe not in this version of the map. I'm not sure if they're using the Blizzard version.
Yeah, that's a good question.
That is a good question. A lot of cannons and storms at the top of the ramp. I don't think he's going to want us.
Yeah, here we go. Yep.
He wanted to until he saw that, and then he didn't want to anymore. That's for sure.
He's like, well, maybe this ramp. Oh.
Phoenix being annoying. Phoenix just coming in to scout. Not really going to do much else. He wants to check for hidden bases.
And we do have the chitinous plating being researched right now for the Ultralisks. The first one is to start production. Here he goes up the ramp.
No storms. There they go.
Yeah, and the infested Terrans all over the place. And now, is it going to be enough? Storm's doing so well against the infested Terrans.
I don't know why he didn't react to that quickly. I mean, they were standing on this ramp for so long.
Yeah, and I don't think he's going to get the Nexus either. He's going to get a couple High Templar, a couple Archons. Oh, he might actually get the Nexus.
He's going to get it,
he will. Wow. Inca not responding with most of his army because he's moving up into the middle of the map, I believe. No, he's not actually. Never mind. Thought I saw it.
Calm down, Doa.
My mini-map is a little bit blurry, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's tough.
All right.
Hell, that Phoenix is actually real.
Yeah, that's a real Phoenix.
So it should have been controlled better, but that's okay.
So with this gold, DongRaeGu is going to start to pull way, way ahead. 172 supply to 105.
He's already, he's 70 supply ahead. The army of Inca, I don't think you guys want to hear this if you're a Protoss fan, but he's got basically nothing. He's got 1 Dark Templar, 4 Immortals, 4 Stalkers, and 4 High Templar against 55 Zerglings, 2 Ultras, 12 Infestors, and anything else he wants to make on the way.
Yeah, I think we might see a 2-0 from MVP DongRaeGu, and I gotta say, I did not expect that. I expected Inca to at least win 1 game.
Well, last game I expected him to win, but he just... I don't want to get into it too much, but I mean, he made a few key mistakes. Both players made a lot of mistakes last game, and this game, DongRaeGu just clearly outclassed him. He was able to do what he wanted to do last game, just a little bit better.
Yeah. And that is a scary army for MVP DongRaeGu, and that's a lot of Immortals. But you know what, Wolf? DongRaeGu has a lot of stuff that's good against Immortals.
Nice storm there, damaging a ton of those Zerglings.
Yep. And
is he going to send the Ultras in to tank the storm damage?
probably wants to, yeah.
Well, there's just so many Immortals, he has to be very careful. Yeah,
really.
This is a very good composition from Inca. He's
this is good.
Nice feedbacks, but not quite hitting all of them.
Yeah, I love that he sent the Zerglings in first so that it would make Inca storm on his own army if he wanted to get rid of him.
Yeah, and he also, he's Neural Parasite the Immortals, which Immortals do quite well against Immortals.
Look at this, though.
And
Inca's going to hold.
He's going to hold, that's for sure, but DongRaeGu remains max, whereas Inca's now down to 111 supply. Yep. Lost a lot of key units, lost a lot of High Templar. He can't remax his army very quickly. Charge is finishing up, but when you only have 6 Zealots out on the field, and your opponent has Ultralists, Infestors, everything that he wants, I mean, what good is Charge really going to be? I like this Warp Prism choice, though. That's going to be something he can use to great effect.
Yeah, get some DTs in one of the bases that way.
DongRaeGu just not a glutton for bases. He's getting his 4th base, or 5th base, I should say, rather, at the top left now. His gold base is still mining strong. Not greedily taking bases, being aggressive before doing that.
Well, he's definitely a different style of Zerg than we usually see in the GSL. Yeah, he's more like, get on 3 bases, power really hard, take a gold if you can, and then just try to punish your opponent as much as you possibly can. DT's going to punish a hatchery there.
Yep. Nothing that DongRaeGu can do about it.
Yeah, and it's kind of out of position. It's not very easy to defend. He will just let that hatchery go.
is going to be pretty tough to hold. There are so many Infestors and Banelings and Speedlings.
Here we go. Here come the Speedlings. The Banelings following up from behind, making Inca storm on his units again if he needs to. Here come the Banelings. Neural Parasite
Zealot's
again.
caught here. Not even fungling, although he could be. And yeah, this isn't going well. That one Immortal's trying to push through the Ultralisk on Rally. Not going to happen. The best Terran's falling here as well. And Inca, he's got a High Templar in that Warp Prism. I don't know if that's really going to come into play, though.
High Templar is going to, like...
He drops out and feedbacks Infestor and then dies. That Infestor didn't have any energy anyways.
It's going to be pretty tough for Inca to come back after this.
I don't think it's going to be possible.
Yep.
Changelings being dropped here. These DTs are going to be stopped by Spines.
Inca's a pretty resilient Protoss player. We see him trying to get some DTs in the main. There is another Spore Crawler there, however, so the DTs actually, no, he's just out of range of it. Can't really do any damage, though.
Well, it's 196 supply to 73. It's one mining base to, well, approximately one mining base.
Well, yeah, if we look at the income, what's the income? Look right here. Yeah, well, 22.
He's got 4 times the income, but that's partly because of the gold base and because his natural isn't as mined out as Inca's is because he's oversaturated.
The Zealots have joined the dark side. Decided to become pink.
Well, he's going to try to do some High Templar drops, but it's going to be mostly ineffective, to put it bluntly.
Yeah, I mean, I keep waiting for Inca to have some crazy comeback like we saw last game, but this time DongRaeGu is so far ahead.
If he kills every worker DongRaeGu has, DongRaeGu laughs and then 1As and Inca dies.
Yep. Oh, that DT was not a changeling. Take him out. And here we go. Immortals on the high ground.
That was a nice storm there, killing a lot of Banelings.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't matter. The Banelings are avoiding engaging so they don't get wasted.
And that Immortal Neural Parasite and then taken out.
Storm dodged by those Banelings. GG. DongRaeGu 2 O's. Will advance to the round of 16. He's done.
The fan favorite advances. MVP DongRaeGu. You all wanted it to happen. Well, it happened.
He's done with his danger day, man.
He has arrived at the GSL, and OGS Inca, a longtime fixture of the GSL, knocked down to Code B. We've seen a lot of former Code S players get knocked down today, actually. Inca can't be happy at all with that, going from the GSL Code S finals just like a couple months ago down to being in Code B. That's just how competitive it is, Wolf.
That is. It's getting so much harder now. The skill level is going up and up.
DongRaeGu really showing us a new style in Korea. We've seen Zerg players kind of play like this in Europe.
Yeah,
but it's cool to see it coming to Korea.
Zenex Koka does it a lot as well in CVP. Yeah. If you want to look up VODs of him, you can see a similar style. Inca looking very upset, and I don't blame him, man. Going back to Code B, it's like from riches to rags, man.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
From Prince to Pauper. The old agony of defeat, but I think he'll probably be back. He's the type of player where I'd be pretty surprised if he actually didn't qualify next season.
He and Hero are actually really good Protoss players.
Yep.
They practice together, they train together, and both of them kind of keep bouncing back. I think we'll see them again.
You know, the other thing, too, to kind of think of is a lot of these players that do get knocked out of the GSL end up going to a lot of these foreign tournaments, too. And do well at MLG. Of course, MLG, another way that players can get into Code S and Code A. So, yeah, we might see him going to some more foreign events now, too. You never know.
Yeah, it's entirely possible.
Yeah.
I think we probably will see a lot of Koreans switching over to that. Even players like the former TSL Rain, now Fnatic Rain, did quite well, even though he's no longer in the GSL. So.
That's very true. That's very true. E.G. Puma.
Yeah.
Yep, might be heading abroad. Who knows? Probably for some tournaments. He won NASL, of course.
Very, very strong Terran player.
Yep.
It looks like he is going to stick with the name Puma and not Gentleman. It looks like it. Who knows?
I don't know. We called him Puma like all weekend, so he was like hanging out
with us. Yeah,
at the Gamos. Cool and we called him Puma, and he didn't like. He wasn't like, call me Gentleman. I can't even say that without laughing.
Can you do that again?
I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can do that. That's why I'll never change my ID to Gentleman Wolf.
I don't know. Whenever I refer to him as gentleman, I just imagine there being like butlers around him and stuff.
We didn't
pulls
see
a
that.
monocle out. He's like,
we didn't see that. We went to Korean barbecue with him, and there was like no one named Jenkins came up and gave him like a hot towel. So I think he's going to have to stick with Puma. Sorry. Yep.
No, I think that's what the fans want.
I think so,
I think
too.
he knows that.
I think it's a better name.
Well, I think most likely when he joined
Gentleman.
EG, they talked to him and kept calling him Puma. Anyway, we're going to take a 5-minute break, guys. When we get back, we'll have our final match.
Yep.